I don't know. I think when I came back, obviously going right back, obviously when I was here and I felt my groin. You know, everyone said to me that, you know, you've got like a sportsman hernia problem, which is not unusual. I think a lot of footballers. I spoke to like the captain Stevie Caldwell. He had something similar. Spoke to him about obviously the symptoms I was getting, and he told me the problems that he had. So at the time I thought I had the same thing because I was sort of like struggling through games where I was basically playing with pain, something that I've not had before. Because lucky enough, you know, I've been quite lucky in my career with injuries and stuff. So, and then went home, settled down. But obviously it settled down, but I wasn't running or kicking any balls. So in my mind I thought, I'm fine to play. Came back in training, felt right, felt okay. But I remember the game against New York, just really struggled. Like in the second half, it wasn't really Jermain Defoe. I couldn't really turn sharp, couldn't really hit any shots, and I'm just trying to adapt my game just to be on the pitch and just trying to help the team, but in a way not helping myself because I couldn't really perform how I normally do. So just frustrated really that I've picked up an injury that's sort of like preventing me from doing what I really want to do in games. And yeah, and again frustrated that, you know, even when I was at home, seeing certain things, people questioning if I'm really injured, and I remember an article, I can't remember who wrote the article, saying that, you know, I'm at home sort of like nursing a minor injury. Now I'm in a situation now where potentially I might need a minor operation, and it's just frustrating when people doubt you when in your career you never had any real injuries, and especially someone like me who loves playing football, and you get people saying things like, nursing a minor injury is quite frustrating, to be honest.
How do you feel now?
I feel the same. I think it's a problem that I need to get fixed. The doctor here he's made contact with a lady in Germany who's a specialist with these kind of injuries, and hopefully I'll just go back and try and go and see her and see what she thinks. And like I mentioned before, it's a problem. What, you know, it's not unusual because a lot of players have had it. And even if you need an operation, it's only minor, where literally you get it done and you can run within a week or two. So, but it's something that I need fixing, because it's sort of like it's stopping me from doing what I really want to do in games. And I think the main thing for me is like shooting, and I can't at the minute. I'm shooting with pain. So it's just really frustrating.
Have you ever had this before?
Never. I've always been lucky with injuries. Always been lucky with injuries over my career. You know, if I've had an injury, it's been like something that's pretty much straightforward. Like I've done my ankle ligaments. You know, you rest, you rehab, you come back. I've done my metatarsal in my foot 4 or 5 years ago, but nothing like this, where it's sort of like, you know, you can sort of like you can be out there training, but not 100%, nowhere near.
When you came back, you said, I remember you were a day away from having a hernia op then, and opted not to have it.
Yeah.
Do you think that's now inevitable, Jermain?
I think I probably will get it done now, because I tried everything. I tried resting. I was having treatment in London, and it felt great. Sort of like I thought, well, I'm rested, and I came back and I started running. And even when I was running, I didn't really feel it. But again, that's without me kicking balls and twisting and turning like I do in games. And then I played the first game, felt okay. The game against, I think, Houston at home, struggling a little bit, but felt like I could just get through the game. And the New York game was just like, it was second half, I was just in pain. It's just frustrating. You can't really, like I keep saying, you can't do what you want to do. You can't really turn quick. I can't play how I'd want to play, and it's frustrating, because the thing is, such a key time in the season where you're sort of like fighting to get into the playoffs, and you pick up little injuries. So it's hard.
You said you've never had this sort of injury before.
Never.
Do you think it's something to do with the sort of surfaces you've had to play on this year for the first time, or something to do with the travelling, something that you haven't had in your career before?
No, it's not that. I think what it is I've not had a rest, if I'm being totally honest. Obviously I was at Tottenham, done a pre-season under AVB, started the season, then Tim Sherwood came in at Tottenham, carried on playing, had a conversation with Tim Sherwood, and I said I would like to sort of like shut it down a little bit before I actually go to Toronto. At the time, the club needed me to play. There was a lot of injuries, so obviously there was nothing I could have done at the time, and to be honest, I wanted to play. and then came here in March, started the season, and then I've just gone all the way through. So I knew at some point that I'd pick up little injuries, but this one's been frustrating because it's sort of like it's difficult when you're. I know players have done it where you're playing games, you're not 100% fit, but when you're playing games and you're not able to do what you really want to do, it's frustrating, and to be honest, it's not helping the team. It's not helping me. I'm frustrated in games, and yeah, I'd rather obviously be. You know, throughout the course of the season, you're never going to be 100% fit. You're never going to games feeling 100%, but sort of near enough there.
How do you view this season, Jermain? Because obviously the injuries are negative, but you've led the team in scoring. You're already this franchise's 5th leading all-time scorer, and the team is unbeaten when you score a goal, 6-0-2. So how do you view this season?
I don't know. I think it's been started off great. You know, on a personal note, scoring goals, enjoying my football, and then you know it's sort of like any team, like any football season where you get ups and downs, where you go through a spell where it's difficult, and that's when I think it's always important for the fans to sort of like stick behind the team, come to the games, because that's when I suppose that's when you need them the most, when you're a little bit low on confidence, and especially with a lot of the younger guys, the ones that are not really experienced as myself and Michael and Dwayne, Stevie, Bradley Orr. So I suppose you know, all I could say really is just, you know, it's been ups and downs. Obviously frustrated now because we didn't get into the playoffs, something that we wanted to do so much as a team. And again, there's been changes. You know, a new manager comes in, different way of playing, different training, and it's been brilliant, to be honest. You know, training's been good. The lads have looked really sharp. You know, I was really impressed, and I noticed the difference when I came back with how the team played. But yeah, so a lot of ups and downs, the injuries. You know, for me, you know, it's just, on a personal note, a lot of ups and downs. Obviously, this is what happened with the World Cup. So mixed emotions really, but just, I think overall just frustrated that we didn't actually get into the playoffs, because when I look at the team and I look at the players that we've got, I really do believe that, you know, maybe we should have made it, you know, probably a few months ago, or, you know, instead of sort of like scrapping to get in. But that's football, it happens. It's a new team and it takes time. Things not just going to gel overnight. So yeah.
Do you feel you've been unfairly characterized this year?
100%. It's something that when I was younger, you know, things it reminded me similar when I was at West Ham, and obviously I don't know if it's documented over here what happened when I was young at West Ham, which wasn't my fault. But throughout my career, never really been criticised with my commitment, because I love football, you know. So I always say I'm part of the old school with where I came from, you know, and how my parents brought me up. Not just my mum, my grandparents and everyone. So, and then you read things, and obviously social media is powerful, and I see things from the fans. I try not to read it, but you know, I'm only human, and obviously I want to read things, and you want people to like it. You want the fans to realise that, you know, you love playing for the club and you love football. But I suppose people over here don't really know me as well as the people back home, and it's just sometimes I'm reading, I'm like, sometimes I feel to myself, you know, are they talking about me? It's just they must be getting the wrong person. But it's part and parcel, I suppose, of playing football, and you know, I take it on the chin. You know, I'm professional, and I just, as long as I know in my heart that I'm committed, then I suppose the rest don't really bother me.
I suppose the main qualm is their fans are curious if you're going to be here for next season. They want to know definitively if you are or you're not. So if it's up to you, are you here next year?
Yeah, but I understand that the fans want to know. But at the same time, if the fans want to know, the fans should, instead of maybe not all the fans been, even the other day I was at the game, I came out of the stadium, all the kids and the parents were there. I was signing autographs. It was fantastic. But obviously, you know, there are a few fans that have said certain things, and I'm like, well, that's a little bit harsh, but obviously I would never retaliate. But at the same time, I think if you do want someone to stay at a football club, at least support them, at least show them that you want them to be here. And like I said, in football, like I've never come out and said publicly that I want to leave a football club, so I should never get criticised for that. And I've always said, like, end of the day, I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what the future holds, but what I would say is that I was desperate to get into the players, and something that I would love to experience, to be here and to get this club into the playoffs.
So just so if we can get this right, Jermain, the criticism that you objected to is people saying that you're not committed to the club. Is that what upsets you?
It's a loads of stuff. Even like, I think it all stemmed from obviously what happened when I was back home with this transfer window, which again is normal. When a transfer window opens, you know, clubs come in for players. Again, it's different over here compared to at home. But obviously with all the speculation about me leaving the club, I can understand fans will be frustrated, because as a fan I think I would be a little bit frustrated, not with a player but with a situation where potentially maybe a player could be leaving, a player that's not been here that long. So yeah, I can understand that, but at the same time I think what people need to realise is I never once came out publicly and said I want to leave club. You know, there's players that come out and say, yeah, I want to leave, that hand in transfer requests, but I'll just get on with the football. I'll just, you know, let my football do the talk, and then whatever happens, happens.